brings you the Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs and is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the 49ers and the Hawks coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle.
Ahead will decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game as we've got a great one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest. You'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Let's get back into the action. The situation, ball in the red zone. It's second down, and the defense needing to step up.
Lance, a give now to Sermon.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Now we're first and 10 at the 11. Throwing now is Lance.
And he's got it. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
On second down, it's Sermon.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down.
Lance looking to throw it. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the 49ers are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks.
A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this third down situation? Throwing again here, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate.
We have have a red zone update. This defense stacked up here with a 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown, 49ers.
Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the 2nd quarter.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Russell Wilson and company in the red zone as we'll jump in to see what the Seahawks can do here. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So he needed a little assist from his friend the right upright, but 3 points all the same.
Yeah, he's a right-footed kicker. Normally, you don't mess with the right upright as a right-footed kicker.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there, 75 yards.
And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year 1. And this guy would certainly fit that bill as that was one heck of a run there.
And there was so much that was impressive about this play, but it wasn't just what he did downfield. How about what he did behind the line of scrimmage?
Russell Wilson and company in the red zone as we'll jump in to see what the Seahawks can do here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. 2 yards on the 1st down carry and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
Open man is Eskridge. That's complete. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
from the gun. He'll hand this off.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
He'll try again.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the second time in the ball game.
And Brandon, it's a position where there's offense.
A third down situation coming up in the third quarter, and this defense hoping to turn that third down into fourth. On third down, Wilson. And he will not be able to hang on. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So 3 points, maybe not a great.
Third down situation coming up in the third quarter, and this defense hoping to turn that third down into fourth. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of. Back now in Seattle, Washington. Russell Wilson and company in the red zone as we'll jump in to see what the Seahawks can do here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 2 now, second and goal. To throw is Wilson.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Seahawks have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine this.
Keeping this offense out of the end zone has to be considered a must here, as this defense can ill afford to go 2 scores down here in the second half.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So a big, big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will push the lead up to 5.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat.
Now this defense here really needs to hold them to a field goal late, or maybe could they force a turnover and allow no points? Time to see.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Sermon.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Here's Lance.
And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He connected on his first, this from 41.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3.
Now from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of...
The drive of the game forthcoming. This offense, a field goal does them no good. They need to get in the end zone. The good news, they have all 3 timeouts left. Let's see how this plays out. Throwing now is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And he comes back with one complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the 1st down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understand where they are in the field?
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on a field game.
So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this will be caught. Touchdown. two-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Lance now on first down. Checks it down to Sermon out of the backfield. And he will get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tag.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down.
But they run once more with Sermon.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first.
Wilson to throw. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And that is incomplete. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only 1 period is played. We can call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
hands it off out of the gun.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us.
Time to get back into this one here in overtime. A red zone alert. And a touchdown means game over.
To the right side, this is Sermon.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
Lance going to throw.
And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on to the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.